The UFC made it quite difficult to make videos too far in advance of UFC 230 by making a lot of changes to the top of that card, but I think I was able to find the perfect beer for this event. Polygamy Nitro Porter by Wasatch Brewing out of Salt Lake City, Utah. This beer was chosen for a couple of reasons, but mostly because of the polyamorous nature of the name. For the longest time, UFC 230 had no main event, but fight fans were clamoring for the scheduled co-main to be in the headlining spot. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Nate Diaz, of course. Many of us loved that idea. Then for a brief moment, UFC loved Valentina Bullet Shevchenko versus a fighter who Joe Rogan is unaware of. What's her name again? Something Eubanks? Of course, I'm somewhat kidding. We hardcore are well aware of Sarge in Charge. Then we got Daniel DC Cormier to defend his belt against Mr. Hotballs himself. Derek the Black Beast Lewis to be the headliner. Eubanks was moved to the prelims against Roxanne Modafferi, and Shevchenko was moved to UFC 231 against Joanna Challenger. After that, Poirier pulled out the co-main event against Diaz. And last but not least, Luke Rockhold pulled out of his bout against Chris Weidman in a rematch that I've personally been looking forward to for a long time, which had been bumped up to the co-main event, which caused some retooling that includes now Weidman vs. Jacare and David Branch versus Jared Cannonier. While all of those changes made me a bit sad, I am polyamorous towards every matchup that has been churned out of this mess. Beyond just the name, this porter goes well with the pay-per-view going down in New York because of it being fizzed with nitrogen instead of the traditional CO2. It makes the beer a bit more smooth, but it makes me think of the devastating power that Derek Lewis has in his hands, and he seems to turn on whenever he so chooses, just like Dominic Toretto with Nas in The Fast and the Furious. I also really like it, almost as much as I like Daniel Cormier as a positive role model. Because of the love to go around and the hard-hitting nature of polygamy, this beer, I think there is no better adult beverage to drink during this pay-per-view event. I've got enough love in my heart for every single person that gives this video a thumbs up, and whatever you choose to intoxicate yourself with during UFC 230, just please do it responsibly. Cheers.